Rain. My name's Devin Glover, and joining me today is Matt Sisson. In the men's under-18 A-team, we have cap number 1, Mason Gillespie, who's the vice-captain. 2, Aidan Detroit. 3, Jack Hopkins. 4, Tommy Marsh. 5, Sam Lowry. 6, Connor Martin. 7, Declan Hilder. 8, Marco Ross. A little bit of an input there from Nick Martin. And 9, Jordan Duffel. 10, Roy Trumbull. 11, Tom Robinson. And 13, Isaac Bridley. Not quite sure who's sitting out in this game. Do they have teams of 10 or teams of 12?
I think we've got teams of 10, don't they? Count. 5, 11.
And the coaches there is Steve and Jumpy. And the B team?
The B team, we have cap number 1, Ben Riley, who was the vice captain. Cap number 2, Max Chung. Cap number 3, Sam Hind. Cap number 4, James Iredale. Cap number 5, Dylan Furno. Cap number 6, Bailey Annier. Cap number 7, Matthew Kennedy. Cap number 8, Evan Wang. And the cap number 10, also captain of this Australian men's B team, Dylan Riley, Ben Riley's brother. Cap number 12, Jerry Eaton. And finally, cap number 13, Louis Crow.
And the game has started with
Which camera are they on straight?
pretty sure it's the B team taking off. B is in the white, isn't it?
Jack's team, yep.
Fantastic. The B team has started off nice and strong, putting some pressure on the A team. Really good to see, as you would expect the A team to be the dominant one in this game. Not sure what one we're wanting straightened. And we want to be running a 720 for your computers.
2's a bit wonky, we reckon.
The B team making a very strong start, driving straight up the middle. Fantastic work, and it's being scored.
B team with the opening goal.
No, that's the A team. B team's in black, boys.
You just told us that the B team
No, I
was
said the
white.
B team was in black, didn't I?
You told us
Oh,
white.
you said
my
the B
bad,
team
my
was
bad.
Okay, correction. The B team, the A team is in the white caps and has scored the opening goal.
Means Jack's.
And the goal was scored by number 4, Tommy Marsh. Fantastic first goal. Thought it was going to be a bit of an upset there, but Nick Martin led us in the wrong direction, but that's all right. These things happen. Second strike. Strong start from the B team, taking it to the wall to start off with. A team putting on the pressure.
I think the B team may look to hold them closer to the wall in this game because the A team will look to go wide, I imagine.
Definitely agree. The advantage puck has been called, pushing the A team back. And it looks like it was a stick infringement, also known as a hack, as the Australians like to call it. I do apologise, you have 2 Kiwis commentating on your Australian final. I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it?
Or the B team making a strong run out to the right, heading towards the corner, and the A team coming straight back at them.
Taking it close to the subs bench, giving the B team and A team a chance to sub. Advantage being played by one of the referees in the water.
All the subs rolling in and out.
It's a little bit stagnant on the wall. B team going for a bit of a drive. Great work from the Australian A team player, number 7 it looks like, Declan Hilder.
This Australian A is trying to make a drive for the goal on the 45 from the wall. And we have a barging call against the A team.
So a barging is when you either use your body to protect the puck and drive forward, or you use another player, which is also known as shepherding, to block anyone from reaching the puck.
Good wide drive here from the Bees to restart play. Didn't really end up going anywhere, which is unfortunate. And now it seems to be pretty stagnant and a bit locked up on the wall here.
This will be one of the hardest places for the puck to be set up onto the wall. As I've said many times before, as is both teams are kind of stuck away from their sub bench, not being allowing them to sub, and it's going to really affect the unfitter team. Wouldn't you agree, Matt?
Yeah, no, it's a very, very hard place to be. Nobody really likes being in these corners.
Sometimes it is used as a tactic by a fitter team to put them up in that corner, as the right wall is quite often a stronger position for teams, as they can flick their stick over and get a bit of bashing. Goal looks like it's been scored.
Goal scored by the 18. Very good 45 drive there. Oh,
Tony Colquhoun calling a no goal.
Stick infringement again. That's an interesting call. Stick infringement against the Bees and a no goal.
So I think there was an advantage being played, but then they stick infringed it into the goal, which would make sense of the advantage. An advantage already been called by Tony, but the advantage has been lost.
And a good drive there from the advantage puck from the 18.
And it looks like someone's...
Number two has scored from the Aussies.
Aiden Detroit. Number 2. That makes the score 2 to the Australian under-18 A team and 0 to the Australian under-18 B team with 10 minutes to go in the first half.
The B team seem to be doing quite strongly on their strikes, don't you think, Evan?
Yeah, they've definitely got a good couple of fast players in there. I've heard that the B team's a little bit younger. This is the first Trans-Tasman tournament that Australia has been able to field 2 under-18 teams, which is great. And they're calling the B team more of the development team. So I would assume in a couple of years they're really going to be putting on some hits on New Zealand and the world stage.
And that's a drive straight from the strike from the under-18As, straight up the middle of the pool.
Seems like you spoke a little bit too soon on the talking about the strong strikes. And the player who scored that was number 1, vice captain Mason Gillespie. Or Gillespie, sorry. Apologies if we get the names wrong. It turns out that Australians and New Zealanders have completely different pronunciations on words.
But like fish and chips.
And 6. Bit of a collision in the middle there.
B team taking it wide here. Well, what is the call?
A stick infringement against the B team. Referee setting it up into the middle of the pool by the looks of things. Setting up the advantage line. So if the stick infringement is called as if the player hits anything but the puck. So if it's on the glove, the arm, the head, the leg, it's called a stick infringement. Also, what Australians like to call a hacking foul. Kind of makes sense, to be honest, hacking at the arm.
Yeah.
Good defensive work from the B team. Pulling it into the corner.
B team seem to be getting their rotation on the back wall going quite well in the deep corner defence.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. And there's an advantage being played by one of the referees currently. The advantage has been taken away.
The B team with very good solid defence here. They seem to be making quick work of the A team's drives.
A team really trying to get into the open space now, trying to come out a little bit wider, but great work from a forward up in the, or a winger, as I think the Australians would call it. A little bit different between our different formations, but very similar thing on what you're trying to do is put it into the tray or the bin. Seems there's been a call.
B team seems to be a little flustered and they're subbing. They're just trying to sort things out.
I think they're definitely getting a little bit overworked, just really hustling at the back wall, trying to not lose formation, but it's quite easy to get frazzled when you've got a team just going back and forth in front of your goal. One very enthusiastic coach or supporter keeps jumping in the camera view there. Not sure what his name
I
is.
think he might be one of the players that's sitting out. Not sure what number he is.
And with 6 minutes to go, the score is now 4 A team, 0 to the B team.
I think with the B team's good defence along their bin so far, I think the A team needs to make sure that they don't get flustered and frustrated.
Definitely agree with that. It is very easy for a team who is up to get flustered and create a couple of gaps for players in the B team because they're definitely fast, so they could definitely have a chance to get a runaway, and if they hold themselves together, they could definitely put some pressure on that A team.
Advantage being played by one of the referees here. Oh, both referees with advantages. And the call is barging again against the B team. This is another advantage puck near the B team's goal bin.
I don't think the camera's that off level, are they?
That'd be nice to see some a little bit. That's still alright.
We could probably. Oh no, because then we could get the dead spot.
A team take a drive at the bin here.
We're leaving the cameras where they are. Suck it up.
Just a bit of beautiful words said by President of Australian Underwater Hockey, also known as the technical guru, Nick Martin.
Good defence here by the B team, gaining an advantage puck against the A's. Did well to keep it out and towards their corner there.
And it seems like a team timeout has been called by the... No, it's an illegal subbing. One person from the B team out for illegal subbing, so when a player gets kicked out for illegal subbing, it is because they've gone in a bit too early and there's not 4 heads in the sub bench. As we get closer to finals, they'll be getting a lot more about this illegal subbing. So the player number, is that 13 or 12?
Number 12, Jerry Eaton in the bin. I think that's 1 minute in the bin for Jerry.
And if this happens again, he'll be out for 2.
So far, the B team seems to be holding out quite well with 5 men here.
Sometimes I feel that a team will actually play a lot better when they're down to 5, is they freak out and they're like, oh no, we've actually got to play a lot harder, and they put in all their effort, and quite often you'll see a team score when it's been 0-0 for a whole game and they get down to 5 and they'll go and score.
I think the B team might find that they want to get off this wall closest to us and back over towards their sub bench with 5 though.
No, I definitely agree with that. It's going to be tiring for them.
We have an illegal stopping call against the B team. Illegal stopping is when you have stopped a flick or a pass with either your other hand or your glove or a part of your body.
Pretty much any part of your body is, if it's not the stick, it's an illegal stop. Seems that we've got a little bit of pause in play here. I think there's a team timeout called by the Australian A team, so we've got each team gets a 1 minute timeout to call per half, and
Stephen Jumpy making the decision to have their team timeout now.
Team timeout can be used for a couple of different reasons. Sometimes it's just to give your players a bit of a break, resettle them.
Yeah,
and,
like the unfit Barbarians.
Yeah, yes, the Barbarians and the Australian Colt team. Bunch of ragtags are a little bit too old for the age group competitions. Get brought in to give a bit of extra competition in the under 22 grade, and most of them haven't been training, and most of them can't swim more than 2 lengths in a row. Hey, Matt.
Yeah, it's not something that's but these tournaments, it's always good fun to play hockey at this level.
Definitely, that's true.
The A's making a good drive at the bin here.
That was a speedy drive. Good turn from the player on the outside there. Passing it out to his player in the middle. Driving straight up for the goal bin. But the Aussie B team has done well to recycle it out into that defensive corner once again. Lots of numbers on the surface at the moment. People are starting to get a little bit tired as we come closer to the end of the first half.
We have a call here against the Aussie A team for stick infringement or hacking. You can really tell when you've been stick infringed against the Australian bats because they leave paint marks on your gloves and sticks.
Yeah, so the Australians and New Zealanders have a very different style of bat or stick. New Zealanders go for the smaller plastic version, whereas Australians like to have a nice strong wooden stick with a big hook on it. But because they make it out of wood, the paint is sometimes comes off on top of the stick, and we usually blame it on the Australians, but it probably is a little bit of the Kiwis too, coming in for a good stick infringement. Great drive from the Australian A team, right up the middle into the bin.
Yeah, they did well to stop that B team's advantage puck and drive it straight back through the middle there.
Yeah, one of the refs looking a little bit confused on the surface there, but it has been
Scored by number 2, Aiden Detroit.
Number 2, yes. With 2 minutes to go in the first half, the score is 5 Australian under 19A, 0 Australian under 18B.
Both me and Devon are really backing the B team to score at least once in this game.
Mm-hmm. It'd be great for their team. I think the B team has scored 1 goal over this tournament so far, and it was against the Australian A team potentially.
No, they've scored 1 against the New Zealand Silver team as well.
Silver team as well. So it'd be nice for them to finish their tournament with a good solid runaway. That's the best way to score a goal in my opinion. Straight from the defensive corner, right up the middle of the pool. Australian A team making very good ground here. Taking a lot of space, using the possession well. But the B team managing to draw them out.
B team doing very, very well to stop the quick recycling of the Australian A's puck. But they managed to get it in the bin, but that's a no goal for stick infringement.
They're going to have to start watching their stick infringements. There's been quite a few calls, and I'm surprised there hasn't been a team warning. As if there is a foul 2 to 3 times a row, a team is issued with a team warning, and if it happens again, there will be sin bins. So I wouldn't be surprised getting into the second half if we see a few more people kicked out into the sin bin.
On a side note, it looks like the Barbarians team is starting to warm up for their game against the Aussie 22s.
The Barbarians later on today will be bringing in Rob Tinkler, the New Zealand goalie, or known as a halfback in Australian formations. Bit of a celebrity appearance just for a bit of fun.
And we have a call here.
It looks like time has been called by the chief referee, meaning the teams need to switch over.
So, Devon, how are the young boys going, the B team, coached by Jack Baptiste?
They're definitely going very well. Solid work on the defensive line. They've been pummeled right up the middle of the pool, but they're doing great work at recycling it right into the corner. And I've got a feeling that one of them's going to get a runaway goal in the second half.
Well, 1 more goal for them would be great, because they've got 1 so far in the whole tournament. It will make their day, but certainly I see them just working hard. They're about 14 to 15 average age.
It's very impressive. We were just saying before, actually, how it's awesome to see that Australia has managed to get 2 under-18 teams in both the female and male under-18 grades.
It is good, particularly unlike your wonderful schools comp. We really don't have, apart from a small comp we run here on Monday nights and a little bit of action in Western Australia, we really don't have many feeder groups coming in.
It does definitely help our younger grades play, but it doesn't seem to be affecting your top elite teams very much, does it?
No, it's amazing how somehow they get it together. Yeah, it's extraordinary. But yeah, Jack Baptiste is interesting. He's had a busy week, hasn't he? He's been playing against you, I think.
Yes, is he playing for the Australian Colts team?
He's playing Colts, so he's actually filling in for Matt McCartney, but in fact Matt has not been able to play at all during the day and one evening, so and again he'll play against you tomorrow, because Matt couldn't get off work, unfortunately, and so Jack,
what a shame for us.
Yes, I suppose so.
We definitely noticed Matt McCartney in the pool last night.
Yeah,
okay.
He definitely did some good work, but no, the Australian Colts have been great competition for the Barbarians.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a great game. First game up tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't know if
you're all listening.
Don't know if I'm going to be able to handle the early wake up. We've been playing at midday every day.
Haven't had to wake up before 10.
Yeah,
So
well,
the
I've
Australians
been up
might-
at 6 every morning running the volunteers. So,
Fantastic work.
That sounds like hard work.
I'm starting to feel it. I'm not sure how we're going to get through next year's.
Oh,
9 days solid. It's a bit of a tough call, I think.
For those who don't know,
it's a
the
hard ask.
Age Group World Championships is being held here in Hobart, Tasmania, and age group teams from around the world will be coming to compete. And I would assume Turkey would be wanting to hold their claim on the under 23 grade. And
New Zealand hold the under 19
Yep.
cup.
5 seconds to go until the start of the second half. Score is 5 to the Australian A team, 0 to the Australian B team. It's taken straight to the wall by the Australian B team by the looks of things, and it's being driven up by the B team's actually got some ground. Got a little bit confused there by the switch of sides, as that sometimes happens.
18 making a strong drive, but that seems to be countered by the B team bringing it round the other side, straight to the wall.
Seems to be a little bit of a game going in a circle at the moment. Hopefully one of the teams can straighten up and go for that goal.
B team making some ground here, with the A team going round the back. Oh, good hit.
Bit of hacking there by the looks of things. I'm not sure if... great work from the B team. Number 5. Great work from him.
Number 5, Dylan Furno.
Fantastic effort. B team really throwing in some big hits and coming in strong. But they just seem to be popping it out behind the Australian A team, letting them take back the possession, not playing to keep possession, but really to just go on with the big hits. And that can work for you at times, but
you really need someone on the end of those hits on the other side of that player.
Yeah, definitely. It seems that they're punching it back into the possession of the A team, which is allowing the A team to capitalise on those moments and drive straight up into the goal bin.
Good turn away there by the B team, straight back to the corner. And they seem to be getting into their corner defensive rotation.
I have to say the Australian B team's got a very strong defensive game. I guess after a tournament of playing against some very strong teams, you would start to perfect that after a while. Oh, fantastic work from the A team, coming in from all angles, and that goal seems to be being argued a little bit.
Don't you think, Devon, that is one of the best ways to score goals when you have 4 of your own players all driving towards that bin?
Oh, it definitely is. It's definitely a team sport, underwater hockey. You've got to learn to talk to each other without actually breathing. And so the score, that was scored by number 4, Tommy Marsh. I think that's second or third goal for Tommy. And their score now is 6 under 18A, 0 under 18B. With 12 and a half minutes to go into the second half.
From the looks of the past games, this seems to be one of the B team's better games. Here they go with a good drive. Great turn there. Recycle the puck back to the centre, or centre forward as the Australians call it.
Seems to be they were listening to our commentating, Matt. They're doing a lot better work at holding possession of the puck. And a rep call has been made by the referees, pushing the A team back. This could be the first moment for the B team to capitalise on an attack.
It's probably the best position of the advantage pucks that they've had, just inside the Australian A team's half.
So number 5's got some interesting things written on his back.
Number 5, Dylan Furno. It's featured quite a lot in this game.
Great work from the A team, driving it across to the other side of the bin, opening up the space. I think the B team's done well at shutting down a lot of their wides to not let them swim as much as they want to.
And tracking them all the way to the wall so they can't make that ground up the pool.
But the A team has spread them up and is taking advantage of the space. Once again, 4 players on the bin, making it too easy for the A team to just slot it in there. Number 4, once again, Tommy Marsh, really taking control of this game.
Yeah, the B team seem to be tiring in the second half, and they really need to keep their heads up and keep going, because they're showing some really promising pieces of play.
That is true, and it's hard when you get beaten by quite a bit of a number on a regular basis, but I have to give props to the under-18 B team for playing this hard and really pushing out, putting some pressure on the A team, which is what we want to see from the underdogs.
B's getting to that strike first and rotating it through the centres. Unfortunately, the A's seem to come away with the puck and take it all the way to the wall.
This is definitely not biased commentating at all, by the way. Those who are watching, we are completely in support of the B team.
Yeah.
You can see the coach telling him where to throw the puck, telling him to pass it up to his forward players. Little arm in the corner of the camera there.
Where's the play going? Here we go, the 4 Aussie A team making a drive to the bin. B team with some good defence.
Yeah, good pressure from the B team, trying to get the Aussies to do something. That was a great flick from the Aussie A player there, and that was scored by number 10, Roy Trumbull. Fantastic flick, nice and low and fast. And that makes the score with 9.5 minutes to go. 8 to the Aussie A team and 0 to the Aussie B team. What would be fantastic is if the Aussie B team was able to keep it under double digits.
Yeah, the B team player there on the bin, a bit unfortunate the flick didn't go high because he looked very, very ready to make that slap down.
It always is nice to do a slap down in front of the bin and rescue a Superman goal.
All the Aussie A team making a big drive up the middle of the pool.
I think the Aussie A
Good
team...
defence from the Bs there to bring it out to the wall.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think the A team is really pushing for that double-digit number just to really cement that they're the better players. Is when you have a same country versing each other, there's always a little bit of rivalry between the teams, as especially in the male grade, testosterone coming through, wanting to show that you're the better man.
Always. I think that's also why training camps are so competitive. As you know, these boys have been training very hard to be here. And what was that called? Did you see that one?
Looks like that potentially could be holding of the barrier or using a free arm. If you use the arm that is not on your stick and push someone out of the way, that is definitely a foul. Quite often it happens by accident when you're going for a swimming stroke and you accidentally pull somebody's mask off. Never done that before.
No, neither have I, Devin. I've had it done to me lots, though.
Oh, yeah. It's the dirty Australians, isn't that right, Brodie? No, it's actually been a very clean game here in Hobart tonight. A couple of stick infringements, but not enough to have anyone.
Well, that was a
get
nice play from the A team there.
It was a fantastic flick straight into the open space with just numbers on the bottom.
That could have gone to anyone, and it was always going into the bin.
And
There's
the
about 4
one who
players
scored,
waiting to receive that.
Aiden Detroit, he scored a couple of goals as well. Him and Tommy Marsh should be fighting for top goal scorer of this game. And with 7 minutes to go, that makes the score 9 Aussie A, 0 Aussie B.
B team reaching the strike first again. They have some very quick centre forwards to the B team do.
Yeah, they definitely do, and they definitely know how to use their speed at the right times, but if they could just get into some open space, they could really capitalise on it and put the Aussie A team on their back foot. And I just feel like they're not getting the puck to them enough. See the Aussie coach hand once again telling them to go forward instead of going back to the centre. Great work from that number 5 once again.
Dylan Furno trying to stop the Aussie A-team's momentum here with using a bit of a wall game.
He definitely looks very solid on the wall, holding his ground, getting really good body position. That is one good thing there about this game, is that both teams are showing some very good body position, sticking to the basics really well, and just the A-team's a little bit more experience and superior fitness is bringing them through this game. Experience comes a long way in finals hockey, because it's just keeping that cool, calm, collected, not letting yourself get frazzled. And great drive from the A-team, straight into the bin.
They're really showing their experience here by not getting frustrated with the B team's good defense around the bin area. Me and Devon just getting a bit of a telling off from our captain because we're not ready and warming up.
I'm pretty sure we're playing the game after the next one.
Yeah.
So,
Don't know what he's on about.
Captain Ness needs to calm down a little bit. And we've got a team timeout called by one of the coaches, the Aussie B team's coach. I think he just wants to bring the boys together a little bit. What do you think he might be saying to them, Matt?
Oh, he's probably just saying, trying to keep them calm, stop them getting angry and flustered, because the worst thing you can do in these situations is become angry and start making little mistakes, and then the better, calmer team will start to really counter on those mistakes.
Yeah, I think he'd also be saying it'd be nice to score a goal for the last game, maybe giving a bit of an amp up, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
That cool, calm, collected amp up is what we need here tonight.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get frustrated, because I know I play my worst hockey when I'm frustrated.
That's because you start to see red, old Matt.
Yeah, definitely. You're just hunting for blood and you want to hurt people. It's not good. You're just trying to get those big hits in.
And that's never a good thing, because people start to retaliate and then people get sent out.
Yeah, definitely. Been there a few times.
And it's an advantage puck for the A team. Be interesting to see how they work this one. It looks like they're going straight to the wall, which is an interesting move. I thought they'd be going to the centre of the pool where the B team is weaker, but maybe the B team was able to shield them off. Not that easy to see with these cameras and them playing on the other side. Really not considerate to the viewers.
Yeah, the Australian A team aren't spreading the bees as much as I thought they were, trying to use their superior fitness, which is good for the bees. Bees making a good drive to the goal here. Well done by the Aussie halfback to get it out into the corner there.
I think this is the closest that the Bees have actually been to the goal in the second and first half of the whole game, actually.
Yeah.
So it'll be great to see them really come together and drive for that goal bin. But it looks like the 18 has managed to defend it well. But there's an advantage puck called against the 18 for stick infringement. This will be the perfect time for the chief ref to send somebody out.
Obviously, the cool, calm and collected amp up has worked. There's a few A players in front of the line here. They may get called for breaking. Yeah, there's an advantage playing. I imagine that advantage would be for breaking. Which would mean that the Aussie A team will have another disadvantage puck against them. Turns out our team captain was right. We need to get a hurry on after this game.
So this game is much more important than the Barbarian game. But if you want to stay for it's going to be a good game versus the under-22 Aussie team. Be a nice little warm down to the end of the day. There's an advantage being played by the referee, and it's been called up. Hopefully it's a penalty shot. No.
Breaking again from the Australian A team. They might want to start watching this because, they're sending one person out for this.
And the Aussie crowd is getting very excited for the B team. I think most people want the B team to be taking control of this game and getting a goal in there.
This will be a good chance for the B team here with the Aussie A's down to 5.
And it's number 2 who has been sent out from the Aussie A team, Aiden Detroit. He's been quite a strong player for the Aussie A team, so that could potentially be detrimental to their gameplay.
I think the goal of the Aussie A's here is just to hold them and keep recycling the puck in the corner. But the Bs seem to be trying to make a good drive for it.
And just with 2 minutes left to go in the half, it'll be interesting to see if the B team can get it in.
Got an illegal stopping call against the Bs here.
Hopefully they can stay calm, shut down the effort from the A team to get back up into their half.
The A team seem to be loading the wall here. Oh, but they go wide straight away.
Nice little trip there done by the A team. I don't think the B team were expecting it, as they've made a lot of ground, and it looks like they had a bit of a super sub come in there. And there's an advantage being played by one of the referees. Oh, massive hit from a B team player coming straight through from the side. That's got to hurt the wrist.
The wide move is not normally the expected of a team with only 5 players in the pool.
Definitely not, especially with only 2 minutes to go.
Yeah,
Very risky.
Stresses the workload of that those 2 forwards in the Australian formation.
With only 1 minute 21 to go in the second half. The score currently 10 to the Australian A team. The question is whether the B team can hustle together and get them back into the goal bin. The Australian A team back up to 6 players again. Another illegal stopping from the A team. They seem to be starting to get a bit frazzled as the B team puts on the hits. B team just needs to keep it up, keep collected, and they might be able to do some work.
The A team have got their sub back in now. Back up to 6 men.
A team doing well to recycle it back to the wall and make a strong drive. Oh, great swim wide from the A team. Not sure what number that is, but he seems to be doing a lot of work. Straight up to one of his forward players. B team doing well to defend it, but it looks like it's going to be a goal.
Good move there, cutting in by the Aussie A team.
And with 30 seconds to go, I think myself and Matt are going to have to leave you here in the hands of the beautiful camera people. And we'll be in the next game if you feel like staying and watching.
That's alright.
Feed the hungry horse.
See ya.
For me, one of the great things about my children playing underwater hockey is the camaraderie and the spirit, the enjoyment that they get out of playing in Australia. The travel, the friends they make, the whole kit and caboodle. It really is a great sport. And if you ever hear anybody dissing it, you just say to them, see how long an AFL player gets on running around the footy field holding the breath. They won't last any time at all. This is a tough sport.